Hey there, it's Trevor here with another Daclus quality review. This is part of my New Year's resolution to see every movie that comes out in my theater and give a quick little review while sitting in my car on my phone. So today I went and saw The Huntsman Winter's War. This stars Charlize Theron, uh, Emily Blunt, Chris Hemsworth, and Jessica Chastain. It's sort of a sequel to the other Huntsman, Snow White and the Huntsman, I believe it was called, which had Kristen Stewart, not Kristen Stewart, yeah, Kristen Stewart, and she's not in this one, but it's sort of a sequel. I thought it was a prequel at first. I had no idea, but anyway, I didn't see the first one, but this one, it's about, jeez, um Chris Hemsworth and Jessica Chastain. Let's start with Emily Blunt's character is sort of like the Frozen girl. She has freezy powers, and she's sisters of uh, Charlize Theron's character, who has, I don't know, gold ink and blah blah and whatever other mind control powers. I guess I don't know, and because it didn't make sense, but so they're sisters. I guess in the really massive extended prologue at the beginning of this, the giant exposition, that's sort of a prequel thing. It tells that, I guess, Charlize Theron, who was the bad guy of the first one, um, I don't know. I guess that's a spoiler. But Emily Blunt's character loses her child, and so out of anger and rage, she gets ice powers and hides away from the world and creates Huntsman Army, which is what Chris Hemsworth and Jessica Chastain are part of. I don't know if this is part of the first one or has anything. I'm guessing it doesn't. It doesn't probably. They probably don't have anything like this that's explained in the first one, because otherwise they probably wouldn't give you this massive exposition that they did in this one. But and so she's training a bunch of huntsmen, these people, to be her army to sort of, I guess, try to take over the world, which again probably didn't happen in the first one. They probably never mentioned that this Ice Queen over here was doing apparently really well at taking over the world, but probably was never even mentioned in the first one. But yeah, so Jessica Chastain and Chris Hemsworth fall in love. They try to escape. Blah 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 blah. Adventure happens. Um, Charlize Theron, who I guess is back from the first one, which I guess you can know in the trailers, and I told you she died but didn't, and she's back, and bad things happen because, and they have to stop it. Jessica Chastain and Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, there's a massive prologue, and it's weird because, like, I don't know what can I spoil, but I don't I can't tell the story without saying some of the spoilers. Basically, I can't explain what the plot is. And I mean, the trailer sure didn't bother with not spoiling things, but it's it's not good. It's really not good, and I don't. Maybe if I saw the first one, it would make more sense, but I don't think so, because it just, there's a lot of stuff. I don't understand the powers of Charlize Theron's character. Again, that could have been more explained in the first one, but at the same time, she's, again, gold. She has some powers with gold, I guess, and transformation into birds. But then it seems like that thing only happens with her coat and not really with her. It has to do with her coat, and I and then she has weird inky powers, and sort of seductive mind controlling powers. And yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't understand her powers too much. Um, I'd also say I'd say mostly it's poorly directed, because I don't want to say these actors, because they're not bad actors. I mean, they've done better. Every single one of them has done better in something. And Chris Hemsworth is probably the one I'd say, at least personally, I haven't seen him do. He's probably the ones I've seen do the least, their least best work in other things. I've only really seen him in the Thor movies, and he's passable in those. He's not great, but he's there. Everyone's just bad in this, and I think it's the direction. I think whoever this director is just telling them to do this stuff that they think would be cool or look great when it's on in sort of because it's a different style and it's this weird style or something, but it's really not. I mean, the whole movie is just not great. I mean, it's not. There are some good things about it, but for the most part, it's just bad. It's uh um yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it's bad. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The extended prologue, when you have that long of a of a of a exposition, it's bad. I mean, I thought because it did a lot of narration and stuff, I was like, okay, we're gonna get by this, but and I thought the story, like the main plot, was gonna start at some point, and it just kept not starting. And it was just like, oh my goodness, how long is this? I thought it was just going to take place. I thought this was a prequel. I thought that we were getting a prequel movie, and okay, that I guess that makes sense. But no, 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 no. It takes place after, so you get this giant exposition setup type thing, and then you jump 7 years, and so it's skipping the movie that I didn't see. But it also, when you're skipping it, it feels like a lot of the characters, at least some of them, act like the other stuff 7 years ago that happened 7 years ago just happened for them. It's like, oh, Eric's back. It's like, I'm sorry, who's Eric? Like you don't have a character. They just go, oh yeah, no, I remember that exactly perfectly the way it happened. It's 7 years. It was 7 years, and some of the character. It's just like, oh, I guess it feels more like it's all happening at once rather than there's a 7 year gap. It's not. It's just. It's a mess. It's really bad. No one really performs well. I guess if I were to actually say who did the best, it was the actors who played the dwarves in this. That there was just two of them. I mean, two male dwarves and two female dwarves show up in it, and I'm trying to remember their names. I can only right now remember Rob Brydon as one of them, and I guess who one of them who's from the first one, the Snow White and the Huntsman, because they make it sound like he is at least. Who's played by I can't Nick Frost. Nick Frost, that's his name. Um, I guess they're the best in this. They have the only decent lines I think in the movie that are jokey, and they're like, oh hey, that was fun. That was kind of funny. Everything else is bad. It's just bad. I cannot recommend this movie at all. Um, I think it's trying to. I don't know if it's trying to copy sort of what Disney's been doing with their live action fairy tale things, but do it sort of differently, maybe darker or something. I don't know. It's not even that dark. But it's just weird and it's not good. I've said that a lot. It's not good. Don't see this movie. Don't do it. Don't bother. Please don't see this movie. Anyway, I think that is all. This is the only movie that came out in my theater this week. So, I will see you next week. This is all you're gonna get from me this week. That's it. Um, so until next time, please follow, subscribe to this channel, check out more videos that we do here. It's not just me reviewing movies. We also do trailer reactions. You can check out our podcast called Geek Wars Podcast. Excuse me a moment. Called Geek Wars Podcast. Sorry about that. Where we talk about the geeky news that comes out each week in the world. You find that on your favorite podcatcher. You can also follow us on Twitter at Geek Wars Podcast. And you can follow me on Twitter at Daclus. Spelling is in the title of the video. Thank you everyone for watching, and goodbye. Take care. See you next week for whatever movies come out that I don't entirely remember. Bye.